Happy New Year, guys! So this will be my last video of this year, and just as I made my top 3 summer anime, this will be my top 3 autumn anime, as you can probably tell from the title. There will be no spoilers. I'll just recommend the 3 anime that I found to be the best of the ones that I watched in this season. Of course, I didn't watch everything, and this is also my opinion, so the top 3 are things that I find interesting just in the genre in general, and you'll find that one genre just really one genre just dominates this video. But let's just start from number 3 and let's get right into it. Of course, again, no spoilers, so don't be afraid that I'll spoil a show that you might want to get into. So my number 3 spot was actually really hard for me to decide on because I had 2 candidates, but in the end, because of what happened in the finale of both these shows, I decided that my number 3 spot goes to Keijo. For those of you who don't know what Keijo is, even though that a lot of people have been talking about it, Keijo is it's a sports anime basically, and the sport Keijo is basically a game where a number of girls or women they stand on this platform that is in like a pool. The platform depends on like the game they play, and it's about being the last person to stand on this platform, and you can only use your boobs and your butts to try to knock the other players off the stage, or the platform, or whatever. The land, as it's called in the game, whatever, the sport that they play. And we follow a girl named Nozomi, who is a former gymnast, and she's now going into Keijo because she really admires the sport and she likes it, and we also follow some of her friends, of course. And in general, this is just a really fun show. There's a lot of fan service, but if you're into shows like Shokugeki no Soma, where the fan service kind of like is a part of the show, like it's not accidental fan service, the fan service serves a purpose, then this is really good. And even as a woman, I find the show a lot of fun, and I think the fan service is really fun as well, and they do it like really creatively. Kind of like with Shokugeki no Soma or Fruit Boys. The characters are really lovable. I had a bit of a problem getting into the main character because I found her really annoying in the beginning, but I know that a lot of people really like her, and by the end of the show I came to like her as well, so she's by no means a bad character. I did like some of the other main characters a little bit more than her, but again, it's more about opinion and stuff like that. The animation style, I feel like it works really well for this series. I had a bit of a problem in the first couple of episodes with how they drew faces, especially in profile, but that's just an artistic opinion. I feel like generally the show is really good with animation and music and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. It's very fun, it's easy to get into the characters, it's easy to follow along, and it has like the best fan service probably of the season that I've seen, and just some really awesome moments. Also, the show is a little bit more supernatural than I expected when going into the show. I expected more realism than I got, because with each episode we get more superhuman abilities than I expected. But it's really a lot of fun. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the anime is based on a manga, and I also I'm pretty sure that the anime skipped like the first 20 or 30 chapters of the manga, which gives a lot more characterization to the main character, which is probably why I felt that she was a little bit weak. So that's just some background information that you can look up, I guess. But I really recommend Keijo. It was really a lot of fun. For my second spot, or my second favorite anime of this season, I have Haikyuu Season 3, Karasuno vs Shiratorizawa. And going into this season, I actually expected for Haikyuu to be my number 1, and just because it's my number 2 does not mean that this was a bad season, it just means that my number 1 spot was better, because this season was really good. It only had 10 episodes, which of course is a little annoying when you're used to having 25 episodes per season for Haikyuu, but it was also very close to when the second season ended, just like this spring, or winter, I don't remember. It ended not that long ago, so it was kind of a nice surprise to get these 10 episodes. If you don't know what Haikyuu is at this point, it's a volleyball manga, it's a sports anime. I feel like you know what it is, so I'm not gonna go into details with it, but this season was really good, and if you're still like, if you don't know whether or not you want to get into Haikyuu, I'd really recommend it. It's good and popular for a reason. It's so heartwarming and just so amazing. And this season, and one of the reasons that I really like this season is because it highly focuses on my favorite character, which if you don't want to get spoiled, I'm not going to tell you who that is, but it does really focus on my favorite character, so I'm just like in heaven with this season. And the music is really good, and the opening is just really good. I'll leave a link to that in the description below because holy crap. However, if you followed the videos that I made on the anime, it did leave out some moments which has probably contributed to why this is my number 2 also. But overall, they did a really good job of animating this match. I will leave in the description below if you want to read the Shiratorizawa match because they left out a few things. And I will also leave in the description if you want to catch up to the manga, where to start reading so that you can catch up. And if you're unaware, I do weekly manga reviews of the series, so we can have some fun discussions if you want to catch up, or if you just want to start Haikyuu because now I'm talking about it. Either way, it was a really nice season. Also, the animation was like, whew, because it was only like those 10 episodes, and Jesus Christ, it was so good. Damn. Now for my favorite anime of this season. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably know what this is, and going with the theme of sports anime that I am like talking about now, my number 1 spot goes to Yuri on Ice, which, if you have been living under a rock, Yuri on Ice is sports anime and it's about ice skating. And the thing when I started watching this, like just from the first episode, that sets this apart from other sports anime is that we are not focusing on teenagers. Like, I remember watching like the first 30 seconds of this this anime, and I was like, you get the reveal that the main character is 24 years old or 23 years old. And I was just like, we're following an adult. We're following a figure skater who is already like a world-class figure skater. He competes at an international, the highest international level you can possibly get at. And that's when the story starts. We don't see the journey towards that point. We start off when he's literally at his peak. And I thought that was so interesting because with every other sports anime that I have ever watched, except for one, I feel like, it has always been about middle schoolers or high schoolers. So this really set that apart. It also gave the anime the potential that it has because most of the side characters, or just in general other main characters, are from different nationalities, which is just like so different. Like, this sports anime is so different from what you see in regular sports anime, I feel like. And the characters are just, they're very different because it's not all about, oh my god, we want to go to nationals and win nationals. It's like, no, I want to win this worldwide competition that's just like, pfft, amazing and good. And I could probably keep talking for ages about this series, but one of the things that really made this series like so wonderful was probably like 2 things. Character relationships, like, and just characters in general, like, are done so well. And this anime is built up in a way that you can literally, every time you watch a new episode, you can go back and watch the previous episodes in a whole new light. Especially after episodes 7, 10, and 12, I feel like. Like, those episodes just give the story a whole new spin. And you're just like, everything makes sense now. Especially after episode 10, if you watch that, like, holy crap, the end of that was the biggest plot twist ever. But it's just, it does some things, and just like almost everything, if not everything that this show tries to do, they do it so well. And I could honestly keep talking about this show forever. Just to give you a little context, after episode 7, if you watched the show, and even if you haven't, I guess, but after episode 7, something pretty big happened, and I was like, I really want to talk about this, so I actually started, I went here and started making a video of how, like, just about how amazing this episode was. And I filmed it, but I never uploaded it because I literally couldn't talk about this episode without bursting into tears every 10 seconds because of how happy I was. Like, this show has brought me so many emotions. The only show or anything I've ever read or seen that has brought this many emotions to me in like so few episodes has been One Piece. If One Piece has ever done that, because One Piece is such a long thing. But this was 12 episodes of an anime, and every episode was just a roller coaster of emotion, and I just... Jesus Christ, it was just done so well, and I've honestly watched this about like 5 or 6 times at this point. It's so good. And the soundtrack, are you kidding me? I haven't bought the soundtrack, by the way, because Jesus Christ, it was I could honestly talk about this forever. If you have watched it and want to discuss it, please leave a comment in the comment section, because I need to fangirl more about this, but I don't want to spoil. And if I have spoiled anything, I might have to cut that out. But generally, this show is really good. The music is good, the characters are good, the characters' relations are good, the character development is good, the way the story is crafted is so good, the sport is really beautiful, and everything. Also, let's just talk about this boy, Pichit. Oh my god, he's my Thai prince and I love him a lot. Yes, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about Yuri and Ice because I could go on forever. So yeah, I think that was basically it for this video. Hopefully I didn't talk for too long. I tried to keep it a little short. But yeah, you can leave in the comments below what your top 3 or just your favorites of this seasons were, and we can have some fun discussions, possibly. Of course, I didn't watch, as I said, everything this season, so if your favorite wasn't on this list, maybe I didn't watch it, or maybe it didn't grab my attention as much as all of the 3 that I have on this list. There will be links to watch everything in the description and an honorable mention and stuff like that. And also, just lastly, if you have anything you want to recommend that I start next season in the winter season, you feel free to leave your suggestions, because I actually haven't decided on anything to watch. None of the things that I've seen really grabbed my attention, so if you want me to see anything, there's a good chance that I might start it. Yeah, and as I said, this is probably my last video of this year, so Happy New Year's, and until 2017, bye!